Hey, what is going on, everybody? Today I want to talk to you all about the upcoming Cloak and Dagger Blitz, which the first pass of this is going to be live later on today at Store Reset. And I wanted to share with you all some math that I've done to calculate all of the hopefully available Cloak and Dagger shards that we'll be getting over the 2 strike passes, but also over 2 of these blitzes that we'll be getting. Now, as of the recording of this video, we have not had some clarification on whether or not we'll be getting anything regarding the dagger mishap, so I'll keep you guys posted on that, and my spreadsheet does not take into account this if we do get any bonus stuff later down the line. But we did get some clarification about how the blitzes will work in the blog post, and hopefully they keep to that. The end is consistent across both of them as well. That way we can see exactly what you need to do depending on your situation and how hard you need to push in Blitz to get to whatever your goal is. Hopefully by the end of this video you'll be well prepared for the next month or so with regards to Cloak and Dagger shards. So without further ado, let's get this show started. And so, like I said, if you guys hadn't checked out the blog post from Friday, this was the Omega Red blog post, actually. But at the bottom, or near the bottom anyways, when we get to the Blitz part, upcoming blitzes, they do actually clarify exactly what's going on here. So on September, oh no, not September 20, yeah, actually it is September 23rd. Right, I forgot what date we are. It's time to dive into the Luminous Blitz featuring Cloak and Dagger. The usual character shards have been replaced by Luminous credits. Use those credits to open either the Cloak or Dagger orb. And then if they talk about that this will be the first of 2 runs, they don't give us the date of the second one yet though, and each blitz features the same number of character shards as typical character blitzes, so should be exactly the same as what we're seeing now. The total number of shards possible from each blitz is equal to all other character blitzes, but they do specify that you get 25 from the milestones, which what that means is that you're going to get 5 orbs, because they're in multiples of 5, from the milestone for going 750k from that. So that's good to know as well. And you get to choose whether or not you want Cloak or Dagger shards. So when this goes live later on today, hopefully that's exactly what we get. And we're not seeing some F up like the Strike Pass where it's, 20 shards of Cloak or Dagger or whatever. Hopefully it's all Luminous credits. So just a little bit of a reminder here. And of course, the first Strike Pass does feature Cloak. I'm assuming the second Strike Pass is going to feature Dagger, so we'll hope that they keep to this as well, and it does kind of say this as well for the strike passes, so we're gonna hold them to that. So let's jump back into the game really quick, just to kind of share with you guys before we get into the math about the reward structure. I'm sure you've seen this, but they did change it up a little bit. So for Namor here, it's a little bit different. They did add a few categories, specifically I'm pretty sure the 20 shard category, and then they brought back the 35 shard category. This is really nice because back in the past, now before this, it was very difficult to unlock. It made it difficult to unlock 100 shard characters because you either had to go 25 shards or 45, and 25 shards times 2 plus 21 from the milestone didn't quite get you to that 100 shard mark. So that 35 was that sweet spot, for previous blitzes like Maria Hill, but we didn't have it then. To do 35 times 2, which would be 70, plus 21 times 2 from the milestone would have given you over 100. So that would have been the sweet spot for unlocking 3-star characters. So we're going to have to use this in mind with the spreadsheet to determine exactly what you need to do, with including the strike passes, both of them, and the blitzes. We're going to calculate exactly how many shards that you can get free to play, and if you pay the pass, because some people might be buying the pass. That allows you a little bit more flexibility in the blitz if you're not, if you don't have a huge TCP, for example, or you just don't like blitzing and you want to lighten the load on that. So we're going to jump over to my spreadsheet here, my famous Cloak and Dagger spreadsheet that I just made. So we're going to do this. We're going to talk about the free section first, and then we're going to talk about the paid. So basically, we know that we're getting 20 Cloak shards in the Strike Pass 1, and you're getting 30 choice. Strike Pass 2 will most likely be 20 Dagger and 30 choice. Now, if you pay, of course, you're getting double that. So it's 40, 60, 40, 60 on the Strike Passes. For the Blitz milestones, again, we just found out on Friday, of course, that we're going to be getting 25 shards via 25 choice shards. So there's a lot of choice shards going on here, and that's basically the Luminous credits. And through the different ranks of the blitzes, you have a varied amount all the way up to 100 at 1%. Same with Blitz 2. We're going to assume this is going to be identical, so that's what we're going to use for these scenarios down here. So that's what's really important, and we're going to going to try and zoom in to see if I can get a better view of this here without myself blocking too much. So we're going to start off with total shards at 1% blitz. This is if you're doing quite heavy. This is like top 3,000 players, I believe, for the 1%. Luckily, I can do this if I push really hard. But anyways, you're getting 20 shards of Cloak, 20 shards of Dagger over everything, by the way. This is free to play, and 310 total shards of Choice. This is the pass, milestone, and blitzes. Now, if you split your shards completely 50-50, if you just wanted to get half shards for Cloak, half shards for Dagger, you're going to wind up with about 175. Yeah, this is a really weird number here. 175 shards for Cloak, 175 shards for Dagger. So basically, I added the 20, and I divided the 310 by 2, that's 155, added it on here, and we get 175. Now, that gets you almost 4-star of both. So if you were someone that had those 675 core orbs and you open some, you know, that'll probably get you to the 4-star. If you didn't do any of that, then yeah, you're going to be not at the 4-star level, and it's incredibly disappointing. By the way, this is assuming that you do the same blitz twice. So this is no mix and match here. This is assuming you do the same reward structure both times. Now, if you separate your shards roughly 25-75, you'll see that you get about 100 shards of Cloak, and then more into Dagger, which is 4.5-star Dagger. So if you're really just wanting to take one character higher than the other, you know, I honestly don't know what's the best thing to do here. I think that, you know, some people might just want, you know, 4-star for both, but it really depends on your blitzing and what's available to you. I'm personally going to try and unlock Dagger first, but I don't know, you know, I haven't had a chance to play around with them to really have an idea about who's better than the other. Now, if we talk about the total shards for 2 to 3% blitz, this is the 55 shard payout, then we're getting 20, and then 220 shards of Choice, so that's a 90 reduction from the 1% if you're not doing the 1%. It's a pretty big gap, I think, between 2 to 3% and 1%. I know 1%'s in the 40 million range or so. 2 to 3%, I believe, is like 25 million, or maybe 30 million, 25 to 30, so there's a pretty big gap in the score in order to obtain this. But anyways, if you were to split it right down the middle, 50-50, then you're getting 130 shards of both. So this is definitely a 3-star unlock for both. It's, you know, almost halfway to a 4-star, but it's not quite there. So if you had pulled some shards previously, again, like I said, with the 675 orbs, maybe you might get 4-star on one or both of them, depending on how much cores you spent, or if there's any offers. I can't account for any of this. But if you go 25-75 on this, then you're getting about 75 shards of Cloak, which is not an unlock, and 185 for Dagger, which is a 4-star Dagger. So again, if you're someone who pulled these orbs, then maybe you could do this, you know, get a 3-star Cloak and still get a 4-star Dagger, depending on what you did with your power cores. Now, the 4 to 10% blitz, this is 45 shards. It's not significantly different. It's about 10 shards less per blitz than the 2 to 3%. And this is much more manageable to get in terms of a blitz score. I believe this is like 10 to 15 million. I say more manageable, but for people who have been playing for at least a year, this should be a lot more manageable. If you cut it right down the middle, again, you're 120, very, you know, this is definitely a 3-star unlock. If you go to the 25-75, you're not getting a 4-star Dagger anymore. It's a 3-star Dagger. So really, at this point, if you're doing 4 to 10% blitzing, you should probably go the 50-50. That way you're guaranteed to unlock both of them. Now, I wanted to jump ahead to the 21 to 30%. Now, this is a little bit different. This is the payout of 25 shards apiece per blitz, and so this is, if you notice, yeah, I should have bolded this one. This is exactly 100 shards. If you do 21 to 30% blitzing twice, and you do all of the milestones up to 700, which you're going to do anyways, and do all of the strike pass, you're getting right down the middle 100 shards each for Cloak and Dagger. Exactly 100 shards. So if you're free to play and you're not a hardcore blitzer, you need to make sure that you get, this is the sweet spot here. I really want to make this clear here. I'd put some arrows that way, the arrow. You know, so you need to make sure you do 21 to 30% free to play at a bare minimum. Now, this doesn't include 675 core orbs, like I mentioned, but this is the bare minimum that you have to do. Bare minimum to unlock if you want to get Cloak and Dagger unlocked. Otherwise, you won't be able to do that. Now, I want to move on to the pay side. Again, very similar. I did the same structure. But it looks a little bit different because you're getting quite a bit of extra shards. You know, you're getting a total of 100 more shards over both of the characters in terms of your flexibility. So if you're a heavy blitzer as well, you're going to have quite an easy time here, because if you split it down the middle 50-50 with the 1% blitz shards, then you get about 4.5 star roughly. It's about 45 out of 130 that you're going to get if you split it down the middle 50-50 for your shards for Cloak and Dagger. So that looks pretty good. Now if you do 25-75, you can get a 3-star Cloak here, and what's interesting is actually you can get a 5-star Dagger if you pay for both strike passes and you blitz heavily. You could get 3-star, 5-star. I don't know, like this might depend on your red star pulls and what you decide to do with your shards. Who you feel is a little bit better. Again, I can't answer that question at this point, but I'm just giving you the numbers here that you could get a 5-star character just through buying the strike pass and doing really well in the blitz. Now, moving on to 2 to 3%, obviously this is a total reduction of 90 shards because you're getting 45 less per blitz, going from 100 to 55. And if you split this right down the middle here, this is actually a really important part here. I should have bolded this a bit better. That you're exactly getting 4-star for both characters here if you pay for both strike passes and you score 2 to 3% on both blitzes. You're getting exactly 180 shards. Which gets you exactly 4-star for both Cloak and Dagger if you split the shards 50-50. Now, if you do the 25-75, you can see that you kind of just unlock Cloak here, and you get about 4.5-star Dagger. Now, moving on to 4 to 10% Blitz, this is if you get 45 shards each for the payouts. And what sucks here is that when you look at the 50-50 split, you're just shy of 4-star for both, so that's not very great. But yeah, if you do the split otherwise, you can do 3-star 25-75. You can get just a 3-star Cloak and a 4.5-star Dagger. Not much different from this other scenario here, 2 to 3%. I wanted to jump ahead all the way down to 31 to 45% though. So this is the 20 shard payout. So this is pretty easy to get. I don't know what the score is, what the score will be, because things have changed recently with the blitz structures. However, if you go 50-50, you are still going to get a 3.5-star unlock. If you were to kind of split your shards in a different way, you could get a 3-star and a 4-star, because you see it's a really awkward number here. You know, you could go reduce 45 shards here from Cloak, add 45 shards to Dagger. That would give you 190, which is over the 4-star. So you can get 3-star on one of them and 4-star on another if you're doing 31 to 45%. That's a 20 shard payout. That basically means you hate Blitz, but you paid for the strike pass, or you can't. Because maybe you're a newer player and you still buy the strike pass, but you're unable to do really well in Blitz. So I have a feeling this is probably going to be where my baby account's probably in the 31 to 45% range now, after being about 5 months. But I'm not going to buy the strike passes, of course. So I'll be like somewhere worse than this, I guess. I may unlock one of them, but I won't unlock both. So this is going to be the challenge, I guess, for my baby account. But for my main account, I am aiming for this free-to-play total shards 1%. You guys might be somewhere else. I did actually spend some 675 power cores on both Cloak and Dagger to get about 50 shards. So I'm going to be like this, plus 50 shards. So I'm going to be over 4-star for both myself. But depending on what you guys did with your cores or not, or purchased offers or purchased strike passes, your scenarios are different. But I just kind of wanted to lay this out for you guys to give you guys a good idea about exactly what's happening with Cloak and Dagger, what you can expect over the strike passes, over the blitzes, and hopefully you guys can set a goal for yourself, because that's the most important thing. With the blitz going live, make sure you set a goal for yourself so you know exactly how much you need to do. You know, how many blitz rotations are you gonna have to do on a daily basis for these shards, and think about who you want to get first and second, I guess. And then, guys, it will be up to you. So let me know in the comments down below, what are your plans for Blitz? Does this help you at all? I hope it does. And let me know who you're going to unlock first. And are you going to go right down the middle? Or are you going to do some sort of other arrangement with your choice shards? Because at least you get that option if you want to. So that's it, guys. Until next time, of course, stay safe and stay healthy. And I will see you all later, probably for the vlog video on Friday, unless there's something else that's blown up by then. All right, Boilon signing out.